What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning into yet another episode of the Sports Muse podcast. I am your host, Kevin Brumley. Make sure you guys take a second to click like and subscribe to this podcast. I'm dropping some predictions every week of this season, and I'm going to start off with some good news. My locks were 2-1 last week. Not too bad, besides the 49ers falling flat on their face. Underdogs, I was 1-2, but I was really close on the two that I missed. But, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Bad news is I was 5-10-1 overall. Just a few ones that I lost by a point or two on the spreads. It happens. It was a tough week one with no training camp, or reduced training camp, I should say, and no preseason. It was a little bit different for this week one. But hopefully week two, I look a little bit better. So let's get to it. Start off with some Thursday night football. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favored by 5.5 points. I really wouldn't bet on this game. Both of these teams are kind of wild cards. With the Bengals, they have a rookie quarterback. They're still trying to figure out what they want to do. Their line doesn't look great. Joe Mixon was generally being hit in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage most carries. The Cleveland Browns have been a team for the past, this year and last year. They have all the talent in the world, just can't put it together. Whether Baker Mayfield's not as good as we thought he was, I'm not sure. OBJ has fallen off a cliff. He's nowhere near the guy he was in New York. So, like I said, I would stay away from this game. But with that being said, give me the Bengals and the points. The rookie quarterback maybe leads a late drive, puts him within striking distance of that 5.5 points. I am going with the Bengals, and I could even see the Bengals outright winning this because you just never know about the Cleveland Browns. That brings me to the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans are favored by 8.5 points. I get the 8.5 points the Titans being favored by. I just think it's a bit much for me. So I'll take the Titans to win the game, but give me the Jags to cover the spread of 8.5. The Giants versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears are favored by 5.5 points. I actually like what I saw from New York on Monday night against the Steelers. They had a few drops in crucial situations. Ingram did not look sharp. Just a few bad bounces as far as, Daniel Jones turnover inside the 10-yard line. Give me New York plus 5.5 points. Also, I kind of like them as an underdog, just straight up money line. I still always like to bet against Mitch Trubisky whenever possible. Atlanta Falcons versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored by 4.5 points. I'm still fading the Falcons, obviously. I expect Dallas to look a little bit better. They kind of looked a little bit lost, like they were, I know they have a new head coach, but a lot of the pieces are still in the same place. They did get banged up a little bit early in that game, but I'm looking for Dallas to bounce back. Give me the Cowboys minus 4.5 points. And we got the Denver Broncos versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are favored by 7 points. I like Denver this year. I'm definitely high on them. They didn't have their number one guy in Cortland Sutton last week. He's supposed to play this week. With that being said, I'm mostly interested to see what Drew Lock does against a really top-level defense. But I am going Pittsburgh to win this game, but I like Denver to cover. I just think, they can put up enough points and their defense is solid enough to keep it within a one-score game. We got Vikings versus the Colts. The Colts are favored by 3 points. Both of these teams came out flat in week one. Both of them were favorites, and they both lost outright. I really don't like what I saw from Phillip Rivers. He looked every bit of, 38, 39 years old. So give me the Vikings for this game as the underdog plus 3. Panthers versus Tampa Bay. The Bucs are favored by 9.5 points. That line's big, but you know what, man? We haven't seen it in the NFC, but you're playing angry Tom Brady. And we know when they would drop one, when they would go down to Miami that next week, they would just trounce whoever. So I feel bad if I'm a Panther. I am a little bit higher on the Panthers than most people, but give me the Bucs to cover that 9.5 points. Yeah, they looked bad last week, but Mike Evans should be back. Godwin's in concussion protocol, so we kind of got to play that by ear. If he's out this week, I might stay away from that line maybe, but for right now, I'm definitely going the Bucs minus 9.5 points. Bills versus Dolphins. I think the Bills win this game, and I think it will be close to the spread, but I'm guessing with the gunslinger Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think there's a late turnover in the game, and it lets Buffalo seal that cover. So give me the Bills minus 6. 49ers versus the New York Jets. I think the Niners bounce back in a huge way. Give me the Niners -7. The Rams versus the Eagles. This is a really close spread, closest of the week. We have the Rams are favored by 1.5 points. I don't feel great about either of these teams. I don't think we really know what to expect from them as far as the entire season. I think it is going to be the close one, which is why the spread's only 1.5. I'm going to take the Rams for the simple fact that we saw Aaron Donald absolutely wreck that Dallas offensive line. And with the All-Pro Brooks being out for the season, I look for, Brockers, Aaron Donald to play a big role in this game to create some chaos as far as Carson Wentz dropping back. So give me the Rams -1.5 points. We got the Detroit Lions playing the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are favored by 6 points. I do worry a little bit about a letdown for Green Bay. They came off a big win against probably the second best team in their division, the Minnesota Vikings. I'm still confident that they win this game, and I'm pretty confident that they do cover. Give me the Packers -6 points. We got the Washington professional football team versus the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by 6.5 points. I think it's midnight and the carousel turns back into a pumpkin. Give me the Cardinals -6.5 points. We got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans. The Ravens are -7. This strikes me as a line where in 4 weeks, if these two teams ran it back, that line would probably be 10, 11 points. So I'm going to jump on the points right now while people are still trying to figure out the Houston Texans. I'll take the Ravens -7. We got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs are favored by 8.5 points. I think this one's pretty simple. I don't think the Chargers can keep up with the Chiefs offense. Give me the Chiefs -8.5 points. Patriots versus Seahawks. Seattle is the favorite by 4 points here. It's one of my locks of the week. Give me Seattle -4. And then the Monday night game for this week is the New Orleans Saints versus the Raiders. All right. So the Saints are favored by 5.5 points. I just see the Raiders covering this game, and I kind of see it being a little bit ugly. The Saints won't have Michael Thomas this week. They're, Drew Brees' main go-to guy. I think it allows the Raiders to kind of stack the box a little bit against Kamara, to really focus on Emmanuel Sanders and just make, somebody else beat them. So give me the Saints to win, but the Raiders to cover. And that brings me to my locks of the week, which is the Seattle Seahawks -4 points, the San Francisco 49ers -7 points, the Baltimore Ravens -7 points, and the Chiefs -8.5 points. And my underdog money line pick is the Giants over the Chicago Bears. All right. So, guys, make sure you drop in the comments of what you think is going to happen this week and let me know what you're thinking. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you click like and subscribe.